Good morning everybody, I'm Clare Soulsby from Ashmount School, and this morning I'm going to be talking you through our personal creative journey and how none of this would have been possible without the whole SENsory Atelier programme and the impact that it's had directly on not only our school but our children, our parents, their families. It's the whole community feel and the kind of feedback that we get from our parents at how amazing this process has been for them and what it has meant for their families. So I'm going to take you right back to the very beginning in 2016. So 2016 was the beginning of our collaboration with the Attenborough Arts Centre, and it sparked our very first artist residency with Liz Clark. Liz Clark undertook sessions with EYFS and also 2 Key Stage 2 classes. This was at the start of term. It was a major learning curve for our school, bringing a completely new interactive approach to Ashmount School. The project was an overwhelming success, promoting students' self-expression and building relationships between staff and pupils and peers within our school. All students during this project achieved a Discover Arts Award achievement. This project inspired our school with sensory spaces and musical interactions remaining a weekly scheduled sessions to this day. So from 2016 we're still having those sessions now. In 2017, we had our next artist residency with the absolutely amazing Sian Watson. She expanded our journey undertaking the Explore Arts Award with both Key Stage 2 and Key Stage 3 students. This saw the school become a canvas. Tape was displayed on windows, paint covered the floor, greenhouses became miniature art galleries. Our collaboration with the Attenborough Arts Centre allowed us to go on trips with our students to the galleries experimenting with identity. I'm just going to mention this quickly now because this is going to come in later within our journey. So ArtsMark. In 2017, Ashmount began their ArtsMark journey. ArtsMark, if you're not aware, empowers teachers with the skills they need to embed arts, culture and creativity across the whole curriculum. This programme recognises schools' exceptional commitment to creativity with the ArtsMark Award, the only award for arts and culture provision in England. ArtsMark is open to all different types of schools, so primary, secondary, special schools, hospital schools, as well as pupil referral units, youth offending teams and sixth form colleges in England. So I'll come back to that a bit later on. So in 2018, during this point in our creative journey, staff had built the confidence in implementing Arts Award into creative ventures, resulting in Key Stage 2 independently achieving Explore Arts Award without the support of a resident artist. So at that point, we felt confident because we'd learnt so much that we was able to continue this journey without an artist. So Dance and Movement was investigating, ending in a fantastic performance with our students at Loughborough Town Hall. I'm sure it will move in a minute. So in 2019 we got to work with John. John came in and did a poetry residence with all of our communication and complex needs students. So our communication aid users. So this was our biggest and our most complex project to date. Communicative technology was used by students, allowing them to express themselves in the form of a poem. This project was a massive success and proved to everyone that speech is not required to truly communicate. COVID-19 then, so COVID-19 hit, the dreaded pandemic. So of course this did bring challenges to all areas of any school and to lots of people here would have been affected. Our classes had to remain insular, major staff shortages were experienced by lots of people, breakdowns of school structure. However, this was the beginning of the true SENsory Atelier immersion in Key Stage 1 at Ashmount School. The staff limitations caused us to reflect on the educational practice and how best we can support and develop individuals. The curriculum was completely stripped back and we began to take a step back from the regimented timetable. We began sessions with one basic singular material such as newspaper or fabric. The staff were led by the students. The sessions expanded depending on the students' interaction with materials and peers. The staff became co-learners with the students. Oh, we've gone way forward now. We will get back. Does anybody know why it's flipped? Are you doing it, Bob? You continue, thank you. So at this point in 2000, oh no, we're back a bit further. Sorry. So newspapers in our rooms turned to art lessons with paper manipulation, folding and drawing, making faces scrunched up out of paper. Newspaper in a room turned into a science lesson, exploring light, darkness and gravity, exploring will the paper fly and what will happen if we scrunch the paper and then try and make it fly. Newspaper in a room turned into a maths lesson, counting how many pieces of paper we need to hold weight, filling and emptying boxes, counting. Newspaper turned into anticipation, hide and reveal, is there anything under there? Fabric in a room turned into a textile session, exploring different textures and creating outfits. Fabric within a room turned into a science lesson, discovering which materials are waterproof, which materials will fly best. Fabric in a room turned into role-play, making beds and pretending to be vampires or monsters. Imagination, relationship and knowledge blossomed throughout the whole of the school. So, at this point, we truly understood how powerful arts is within the school. It isn't just a nice, cosy experience for students to have. It can be extended across the curriculum with many learning opportunities for pupils and staff. The students became co-learners with the staff. Lessons weren't planned in advance, instead, they developed from learning that was taking place right in front of their eyes. So, next slide please, Bob. By 2019, Ashmount have been doing Arts Award for 3 years, with over 100 certificates achieved for our students. To continue their fantastic work, the school created a series of sessions for Discover and Explore, rotating between both of them annually, ensuring all students in our school have the opportunity to gain a recognition for their artistic achievements. Next slide. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, Platinum Arts Mark. So, in 2019, after a 2-year-long journey with Arts Mark, Ashmount School received a Platinum Arts Mark. At this time, Ashmount School was the only special school that held the Platinum level. Ashmount School continues to hold this level of successful achieving Platinum Arts Mark for a second time in February 2024. So, as you can see our journey, we're constantly striving for bigger and better things, and all of this has been achieved via the SENsory Atelier programme. In 2023, we trialled our very first Bronze Arts Award with 7 students from Ashmount School. You can see some of them just here. The students worked with a theatre and filmmaker. They created a 10-minute play. This 10-minute play was then performed at Attenborough Arts Centre. There was 3 schools that performed there. The actors were pulled out of a hat, they had to learn the play, they had to make all the resources, and the students then got to watch their play by actual actors, which was a fantastic opportunity for these students. This qualification, this Bronze Arts Award, is equivalent to, if you're old like me, D to G GCSE, or if you're a bit younger, then a 3 to 1 GCSE. Following this, we achieved Bronze Arts Award again for another 19 students who you can see in the 2 pictures just here. These students took part in choir who performed at De Montfort Hall. So in 2023, we also achieved Trinity Champion status for our hard work in embedding Arts Award into our school. There is currently only 53 champion centres in the UK. We successfully renewed this champion centre status in 2004. So after successfully achieving Bronze Art Award for 2 separate projects, we wanted to again strive for bigger and better things with our students. In 2024, we have recently just started to expand Arts Award to our Key Stage 4 pupils. This means Reggio-inspired sessions for older pupils, the pupils that probably wouldn't normally experience it. It's been very much down lower end of the school, so Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2, Key Stage 3. The feedback that we've had so far from these Key Stage 4 pupils is amazing. Most of them are really high ability students, and they're saying things like, wow, I never thought I'd get to do something like this. Look what I've just made, Claire. Can we try this? Can we do that? And it's things that we wouldn't have necessarily put in those lessons because we'd sometimes make them too regimented. So these Reggio-inspired lessons are now being extended to our Key Stage 4 pupils, and we're becoming co-learners with those. This is the first time that we've started to trial 3 separate awards in one key stage. Explore for our most complex and ASD students, bronze for our middle and top ability students, and silver for our most able learners. This is an equivalent to an A star to a C, GCSE or a 4 to 9. At Ashmount School, it is always and will always remain a priority for our students to celebrate their fantastic work. Therefore, at the end of each Arts Award journey, we host an arts ceremony where the work is exhibited. You can see just here. Parents and peers are invited to share amazing achievements for our students in a celebratory fashion. The students walk down a red carpet to receive their framed certificate in front of parents, carers, families, students and staff. This will always remain a fantastic way to celebrate what our children can achieve through the arts. Without this fantastic work from everybody involved, right from the Attenborough Arts Centre to our staff team, to our families, to our pupils, none of this could be achieved. So I just want to say a very big thank you for everyone that's been involved in our journey, and it's been great to experience this with you all.